Hello, morning. Probably afternoon now. Hello, Heather, how are you? Hello, Louise. Hello, Mel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, Margaret. Howdy. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Anne. I was planning my second like a painting a day during lockdown. Basically, I bring the exhibition to social media because people can't come here. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Evan. Hello, Maria. Hello, Irene. And I've been waiting all morning because I plan on featuring one of my like small landscape paintings. And I thought as soon as the sun comes out and the light streams across the valley opposite, I'll be out there like doing the, and here's painting number 2. And of course, the minute it's 12 o'clock, the light's perfect for doing it. Never mind. Hello, Hilary Ransley. Hello, Ken Judith Anderson. Nice to have you all here. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful at the moment. Like just the sort of light that does inspire the painting I plan to feature today. In my desperate attempt to sell original paintings this year. Normally I have an exhibition which starts at the end of November. I'm sure you all know this. At the end of November, and it runs really right up until Christmas. And we make the place look lovely. We hang it all with new paintings. We have a few showstoppers as soon as people come in through the door. But of course, we now have lockdown. Hello, Jenny. Well, I say now, obviously I'm open today, so if somebody rocks up, I'll just have to say goodbye. But it's not looking like it's going to happen in the normal way. And, we may or may not reopen on, I think, the 2nd of December, depending if the numbers of the virus don't decrease, they might extend it a bit. So it's quite sad from the point of view of somebody, like a musician or an artist or an opera singer or someone like that, who practices something or prepares something creative that really requires an audience. So that's why I'm doing a painting a day, just a little bit of chat, feature a painting, and hopefully generate the odd sale. Hello, Mike Slade. Oh, we have 11 people here, and don't have not just one, but 2 pairs of glasses, which is good, because I don't see quite as clearly as I used to. So yesterday we had, I don't know what that is, we had a bit of fun doing some sort of, no, you're not late, Annaline, you're in perfect time. I did some like Christmas card and gift wrap ideas using the idea of creating a snowy painting and then just reproducing that as a card. I should have said what you could do is put it into your PC, print it out on small pieces of like normal paper, just cartridge paper, and then using spray mount, stick them quite lightly onto something nice, like a nice coloured card. All things I used to do way back in the day. And the other thing was playing with my stamps. Stamps and ink, and getting different effects and making your own gift wrap just using brown paper and stamping on it, and also gift tags, just like brown luggage labels with one stamp on. I think they look lovely. I always think the simpler the better. Anyway, I'll put them down. I'm working at the moment on a cattle painting, which I'm sort of coming back to again and again. But do you know, I think I might just put that to one side because it's reached a point where I could easily balls it up. Now then. So, yesterday, now you have what we have had for 6 months. We have already had lockdown, Jenny, remember. We went into lockdown on the 26th of March, and then we only had a gradual easing in June, and then we went back into a level of lockdown a few weeks ago. So no, Jenny, I'm afraid we have had lockdown. We've been in special measures throughout all year. Don't think you're the only ones. Although not like locked up in your house and you're not allowed out. Bullocks. Yes, they are bullocks, Marianne Ray. 14 months. I haven't had my hair cut in 5. Oh God, I thought you meant you'd been in lockdown for 14 months. Yes, this is my lockdown look. It's so much easier than short hair. Thank you very much. So yesterday, I started a couple of simple little paintings. The idea being that they could be used as Christmas cards because they were begun by flicking a bit of liquid rubber, like masking fluid, onto white paper. And my eyes are casting about because I know that I did it onto a piece of paper. I just don't know which piece of paper I flicked it onto. I'll have flicked it on and then put it aside. Just give me 1 second. Here we are. It's really windy here, but I think I can hear a helicopter as well. So this piece of paper here has got, you probably can't see it, but it's got masking fluid flicked onto it, as has this and this. This one is like going to be like a running along cockerel, which is quite like a painting I did quite a lot of years ago, which one of you actually has as an original painting on your wall, and I've used the scan and produced a Christmas card, which has been quite successful. Now then, the next stage for this is to introduce just water onto the painting so that we get like a flood of colours. That's a very close helicopter. And by flooding the whole paper with paint, the white dots of masking fluid will be picked out. So I'm going to sort of protect the area and get some water. So don't go away, don't go away. Protect. And I'll get a bit of fresh, clean water. Right, I'm on my way back. So that's some clean water, and I shall just tip you up and show you what I'd like to do to this cockerel so that the colour bleeds all over the paper. Right, tippy, 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 tippy. Can you see? I do believe you can. Right, so here we are. I'll just get some. Oops. I see, it's gorgeous. So the yellow is really, really taking off. I can hear a noise. But the red and the green on the tail isn't really. I'm going to put a bit more water and just do that, just to sort of shift. There. I'd like the red to set off as well. Okay. That's really, I can, help it a little bit. Okay, so gorgeousness. That is to me something really beautiful and magical. And yeah, all of the white rubbery dots haven't had paint flood over them, so they won't get picked up, but that doesn't really matter. Some of them have. I'm just going to encourage. Ooh, yes, nice. Right, so I'm going to let that go bone dry. I'm going to put that round by the fire, and we may even be able to come back to that before the end. So don't go away. Wait there. Whoops. Helicopters. Oh, I missed what you said. It is effective, isn't it, Anne Lawson? It's really good fun. Right. Wait there. Right. Yes, that has the makings of quite a nice effect. Oh dear. Right, so Kevin Walker, hello Kevin Walker. So do you remember we started something again, thinking about maybe producing something that you could scan with your camera, pop onto your PC, open up in a Word document, insert picture and have repeating, and then chop up, maybe just, 15 inches by 8 inches, chop them up and then put them onto like a nice piece of card using spray mount. It's just an idea, and it's certainly cheaper than taking it to a printer and say, could you please make my painting into a card? And anyway, right now I think homemade is the way to go, don't you? So that's very brave and clever. Brave and clever. Thank you, Margaret. So this one here, this is a card I did quite a few years ago. Well, it's a painting that was produced exactly the same way, flicking masking fluid, doing a simple painting, take the masking fluid off, and it's just been quite a popular card at Christmas time. So I've just been doing that. As you can see, this one's head seems to be a little bit too small, but that's no problem. We can fix that, and we can make the fleece a bit more interesting. Hello, Neil. Right, I tip you up again. Tippy, tippy, tip, tip. Can you see the glasses on? Yes, I think you can. So yeah, I think this would be a good point just to make the sheep's head a little bit more the correct size. And I'm just going straight into Payne's Grey. I'm maybe just being a bit spooked because I'm catching up on a TV series called The Sister. And it's reached a really spooky phase. And last night I was watching it, and I had to actually turn it off because I'd had about enough tension. And it gives you a tummy ache tension. Can you hear the helicopter again? I'll just put the ears. Blimey, that I can see the driver of that helicopter so close. It's a good job my horse is pretty sane. I'm assuming he's not careering round the field getting caught up in fences and things, I hope. Okay, so I think the head is probably a little bit closer to the size it should be now. Yeah, he's got a sort of cross look. I say he, it's a she. Right, so I'm going to get onto my the Chinese brush that you remember from last week, because there's been a bit of a sheep theme going on. Sheep and stone wall. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Well, I'll say it at the end. No, I'll say it now. So those of you who maybe are new to, oops, yeah, if they'll be using drones during lockdown to make sure, everyone's inside. Watch Queen's Gambit. I will, honestly. Any recommendations? Hello, Jean. I love her ears. Thank you very much, Maria. Yeah, I just want to say, why don't my glasses look level? Anyway, if any of you are fairly new to these daily, well, not daily, whenever, these live videos and painting, and you like to have a little go yourself, there is a social media, there's a Facebook group for you. It's called Lockdown Gang. I made it. So it's yeah, just look up Lockdown Gang, and you'll recognize the names of other watchers, and you'll see that people comment and put up their own drawings, paintings, collages, whatever. That's better. I think it was hooked into some hair, and the only rules are that you have to be kind to each other, and if anyone is like unpleasant or unkind to someone else, then I will just take you off. So that's Lockdown Gang, and please put anything that you do on there, whether it's photography or making stuff, making your own Christmas cards. I know we've got one or two people who have been putting up their own Christmas card designs, and they are lovely. Oh, look, Neil's put the link on there. So yeah, it's called Lockdown Gang. It's for you. And so do that. I'll just tip you up. And you talk among yourselves. And you are very kind. They are. It's a nice bunch. Right, so I'm going to move that glass of water before I bash it with my elbow. So I'm just finding a colour that is quite good for the fleece here. And again, I do quite a lot of mixing just on my board. I'm just going to get a touch of yellow from up there. Oh, I think I need a little bit more. What is fleece colour? You know, it's not really, that's more like it. Okay. I'll bring you a tiny bit closer because I know you like to, well, I would like to be able to see that. So I use this ancient Chinese brush, which is what you've seen me using recently, to sort of hint at the lovely fluffy fleeciness of a sheep's fleece. And I find it really effective and quick as well, because I don't really like spending hours and hours and hours fannying on doing every single hair. That's H-A-I-R. My mum, I've just had my sister on the phone. I think Mum said, I've got another sister, Louise, who rang my mother this morning. I've got a sister down south called Louise, who's an amazing artist, and she paints mostly sea waves. They're beautiful. And she's called Louise Chavan. And she had rung my mum this morning, and then my other sister, Elizabeth, who lives in Newcastle, rang me. to say that Louise had told my mother that swimming pools would be closing. Well, my mum, who's 86, swims, I think, 2 or 3 times a week in Gosforth swimming pool. And the worst thing about lockdown was not being able to do that. And so my mother then rang Elizabeth to say, Louise has been on the phone. This can't be true, surely. And Elizabeth said, I'm sorry, yes, it is. So I'm going to have to speak to my mum later and say, look, just come up here and get in the river with me. Because as most of you know, I'm a bit of a wild swimmer. So I hope that doesn't plunge my poor mother into a state of depression. I think they'd already stopped their secretive bridge sessions, their covert bridge sessions. Did point out that they weren't supposed to be having, I don't know, people in their house. See, sort of quite, but I'm going to turn it upside down, let gravity help me, and add some depth where there should be. You can see how this brush is just perfect with its sort of ancient old spiky bits. Oops, I seem to have picked up a bit of colour that I don't want. So without like painting every single piece of fleece, I think it's quite effective. I hope you agree. I'm just carrying on deepening it because, and I'm repeating myself, I know, but watercolour will dry quite a bit lighter. So you don't want to be too cautious with it. I remember years and years and years ago, there was a guy who lived in Albany Mews in Gosforth. I can't remember what his name was. He lived on his own and he was quite eccentric, but he liked my paintings. But he didn't like, he also collected like Victorian paintings and stuff. He was always at the sale rooms. And he always used to say, I can't remember, he called me Mrs. Wishy-Washy because I wasn't a wishy-washy watercolour painter. It was a very derogatory term, but it was meant in a friendly way. But he died. He was quite elderly when I knew him. Yeah, Albany Mews was really quite near to where I was brought up. Or was it Montague Court? This is quite addictive, getting darker and darker. It is addictive, even though it's upside down. Quite good fun, isn't it? Just add a bit more depth on the sort of belly of the sheep. Where I sit here, I'll just show you, just in case you are a newcomer. As you can see, there's a wall, and then we're straight into the field. So when sheep are in the field here, I get a very clear view of almost there underneath. So I'm always very, I'm always, quick to realise that they have a very dark underbelly. Daff Wynne, can you adopt? I would love my daughter to ring up and say, The thing is, I'd love my mum to come swim in the river, but she just laughed and said it's too cold for her, which is a bit of a joke because she is the one who introduced everyone in our family to this ridiculous thing. And I'm sure I've told you before, when we were children, we had quite a big bath. She'd fill the bath with cold water, and she just said it was really, really good for you and invigorating. And she didn't make us get in, but I think she just sort of filled us with, infected us with the sense of fun, and we'd jump in and out, screaming and laughing. Quite an eccentric thing to do. Speaking of eccentric things to do, she also used to quite often just sleep outside. We had something a bit like a patio, I don't know what we called it, a terrace, and she'd just put a camp bed there and quite often just sleep out there. I think that might have been when she was going through the menopause, which she actually completely denies now. Okay, so I think it's quite sort of an effective way of giving an idea of this sheep's fleece. So the legs really should be a lot darker. So I'm getting some Payne's grey. Should have used a different brush. Looks like a ferret now. And that's the one in the background. That's the sort of one of the back legs. And there's the other one. Okay. And I'm going to go and see if that cockerel has dried up. Okay, right. Don't go away. There is some new research that implies cold water swims can stave off dementia. Old news, Margaret Wood. Oh, right. Right. Okie doke. What is the, which address would you like us to take off? Yeah. Did you say Crown Point? And do you know what the name is on it? Evans. Okay, and the postcode, just in case I can't find it? Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. I've got that. Okay, we'll take that off the database, and thank you very much. You're welcome, thanks. Bye-bye. We've just done the mail out of the Christmas catalogue, and what always happens is within a 12-month period, quite a lot of people move house, and of course they don't tell me. How am I supposed to know? That's really funny. It's new news if you already have dementia. Oh, by the way, for those of you who didn't know, apparently cold water immersion is good for dementia. Old news indeed. That is a very Roman thing to do. It is a very Roman thing to do. So, yeah, so we've just sent out, oh, Lordy knows, it's 6,700 or something, catalogues at huge expense. And on the outside of the catalogue, of the envelope, it says, have you changed address? No longer wish to receive paper mailings? Call us. So that was somebody saying, please don't send them to this address anymore because the person who it used to be sent to has moved. And if any of you would like one of my physical catalogues, i.e. in the UK, give me your name and address, send it on a message. And if you prefer not to have paper, we'll send it as a PDF, which is what I did to Louise yesterday. And I'm going to send one to Adeline as well. Okay, so this is now dry. I'm going to do the next layer. I think it's dry. Yes, it is. So it's going to be a running along cockerel with a profusion of tail feathers. Tippy, tippy, tip. So I think I'm going to add to the tail feathers now, and I'm going to go for a really quite unnatural and dramatic colour because I can. So that's a real, it's going to be a sort of purpley colour. I just like it. And it works with the other colours as well. Quite good fun. And I'll do more. I'm gonna get a very small brush actually and hint at a few feathers in here. What colour did I use back then? That was quite nice. Let's have a look, see what this colour looks like. This is a colour I don't often use. It's not really a very natural blue, sort of turquoisey. I'll just put some of that in with it. I might just add some green. I know this is naughty mixing in here, but who cares? It looks quite nice against the yellow, I think. A slightly bigger brush, and think of a nice colour for here. Actually, maybe I'll use that same colour. It's a really lovely contrast. Heather very, very kindly sent me a colour wheel, which I have under here somewhere, and I look at now and again. And it confirms the instincts that I suppose I must have for colour, that there are colours that just work together, and it's an accepted thing, although I hadn't really realised that. if you Google colour wheel, you'll see what I mean. That was a really lovely present, Heather, and I appreciate it. Okay, so it's sort of building up a bit like a box of jewels. It's just about colours, and the subject, the cockerel, just kind of hangs it all together a little bit, I think. Oh, do you know what I want to do here? And it really is just, you know, it's a bit of fun, but there's a little bit that is crying out for some blue. If I can find my brush. Oh, I wonder what that is. Oh, it's Fifey. Oh, here it is. Right, so this is the brush I'm looking for, and this is the blue I'm looking for. This is my lovely, lovely Ludlow blue. And I have to order some more because I'm now reduced. Right, so in this little gap here, I think blue will look amazing. And it does. And I'm going to do it there as well. Something about ginger and blue. Just going to get some of my lovely, is that the Ludlow red or is this it? I think this is the red that I really like. And I'm going to do a little bit more work on the comb. And I suppose like tidy it up a little bit. Okay. So, developing quite nicely, I think. I'll just tip you up again. The cockerel has gorgeous colours now, doesn't it? You can just play with a subject like that. You can really play with colour. I'm going to leave it there for today because I need to, well, because it's 12:38 and I've got stuff to do, and you know, I've bored you for long enough. Not to put too fine a point on it, but you may wish to consider giving it legs. Granny? Eggs? Suck, Beth? Of course I'm going to put legs on it. What about doing another set of 6 of the special colours that you use? What about doing another set of 6? Do you mean like the larger, Mel, do you mean a large set of the 6 colours I use? Because I could do that, but it'd be quite expensive. I think these cost, I don't know how much they cost. I think they're about 20 quid if you buy them direct from Ludlow. Do you think people would pay that amount of money for paint? I don't know. I'll ask them. If I thought that people would be that like committed to watercolour to buy the 6 colours that I use in the larger quantity, it is better value, then yes, I would definitely get them to put a set together. Let me know, folks. Anyway, it's really nice to spend time with you, and no other colours. But I don't use other colours. Do you know, Mel, what it is? It's like I like to sell things on the whole that work for me. I just don't feel that you need more than those 6 colours. and I only very occasionally use like that turquoisey colour, and that's a Winsor and Newton colour. So I don't know, I wouldn't feel committed to a load of like weird colours. How about an art class eventually, Jean? No. What do you think this is? Go and have a look at the YouTube videos. No. Anyway, maybe see you tomorrow if it's not busy, and have a lovely day. Bye.